मी भाऊसाहेब सीताराम आरोटे, RBNB College, Sirampur. Today we see in topic systematics of living organism, that is the kingdom Protista. What is meant by kingdom Protista? Pro means primitive, and ista means form. Meaning of that, these organisms are unicellular and primitive type. This kingdom Protista will be linked with kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi, as well as kingdom Animalia. These are the interlinked between kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia, and kingdom Fungi. In this kingdom Protista, we see there are the so many type of the phytoplanktons can be found in it, because unicellular to the multicellular organisms are included in these groups. These organisms are eukaryotic. These are the evolutionary group in it. What is the eukaryotic? Eu means long lasting and karyon means that is nucleus. These animals are, so the animals are included or as interlinked between kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Animalia. If we see some characters of this kingdom Protista, these are the microscopic to the macroscopic organism. That is microscopic, these are the photosynthetic organism, and majority of these organisms will be found into the ocean. Majority of these organisms will be found into the ocean because these are the microscopic organism. Then we see the next character of it. Probably these microscopic organisms are the diatoms. These diatoms is nothing but that is the autotrophic as well as heterotrophic mode of nutrition of these organisms can be found. The body of these organisms is made by, and that is two soap box that is covering. In between these two soap box, the organisms are fit or sit inside this. That is the cover of this organism is made by the silica. After the death of this organism, that is silica remain as it is, and this silica is used for the because they are in the form of granular form, so they are used into the polishing as well as filtration. These diatoms is nothing but the cells after the death of these organisms, that the cell remain as it is because these are made by the silica, and so these silica remain lot of years, and so these silica are used for the different purpose like of the filtration as well as polishing. If see some character like of this, that is a Protista. There are the three type of the Protista are there. One is the animal like Protist. First, animal like Protista, plant like Protist, plant like Protist, and third is the fungi like Protist. There are these Protist will be divided into three groups. That is, one is the plant like, second is the animal like, and third is the fungi like Protist. The name self indicates that is the animal like Protist self indicates that is the animals. These are the heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and these are the locomotory organs of these unicellular organism can be found. In plant like Protist, these are the autotrophic. They synthesize their own food material. In fungi like Protist, these are the saprophytic. If we see first, that is animal like Protist. The animal like Protist, it is known as the protozoans. Proto means very primitive type of the zoo means this organism, that is locomotory organs of these organisms can be found. If we see the important character between the plants between the animals, that the animal cell, that is the animal having the cell lack the cell wall. These animal cell lack the cell wall, so they are heteromorphs, and primitive animals forms that is Amivoid Protozoans. you know about the Amivoid Protozoans, because these are the unicellular organism, that is the movement of the cells like of the amoeba, or as the Amivoid, that is Pseudopodia can be produced at the time of food, taking of the food. So these are the Amivoid movement can be found. So the locomotory organs between these organisms are the Pseudopodia. Pseudo means false, podia means that is the leg. Pseudo means false, podia means, podon means that is leg. Pseudo वाटतं पण प्रत्यक्षात तसं नसणं, म्हणजे पायासारखं स्ट्रक्चर असतं, परंतु इट इज नॉट अ ट्रू पॉड ऑफ दिस ऑर्गॅनिझम, बट दीज स्यूडोपोडिया आर यूज्ड फॉर द लोकोमोशन ऑफ दिस ऑर्गॅनिझम. बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल फॉर इट that is amoeba. Amoeba are the best example for the movement by the pseudopodia. Then the amoeba are free living, but entamoeba, these are the endoparasitic. Amoeba are the free living, but entamoeba, these are the parasitic, these are the endoparasite causing the disease to the human, that is dysentery. So it is known as the endoparasitic organism, they are causing the disease. जर अमिबा ने एंटामिबाचा विचार जर केला तर एंटामिबा अंतर्गत इंटरनल पॅरासाइट आहे and the causing the disease, that is dysentery. So in amoeboid they causes the amoeboid dysentery when that is a flagellated protozoan. Flagellated, these are the thread like appearance of these flagella can be seen. They are useful for the locomotion or as a movement of this organism. So the flagellated protozoans have locomotory organs. So trypanosoma is a common flagellated pathogens. These are the causing. If we see, that is a trypanosoma. Trypanosoma, these are the flagellated protozoan. These are the flagellated protozoan causes the disease like of the sleeping sickness. This trypanosoma, these are the unicellular organism. Movement of these organisms can be found by the flagella. So this causes the disease like of the sleeping sickness. Then if we see the next organism, that is the Paramecium. First we see that is locomotory organs are the Pseudopodia, but in Paramecium the locomotory organs are the cilia. So this type of the movement, it is known as the ciliary movement. This ciliary movement will be found in the plant animal like of the Paramecium. It looks like as a slipper shaped organism. There are the cilia will be found on the external covering of these organisms. So the movement of these organisms, these are the ciliary movement. Between these some are the Pseudopodia movement, some Pseudopodial movement, some are the ciliary movement of these organisms can be found. Then Plasmodium, again these are the protozoans. Plasmodium, these are again as a protozoans. It causes the disease like of the malaria. Again the Plasmodium, it causes they having these spores as well as sporozoos. It is known as the protozoa. It causes the malaria. It forms the spores in one of the life stages. In the life cycle of this Plasmodium, it produces or forms the spores. These spores causes the disease to the mammals or a human being, that is malaria. Then next is the Dinoflagellate. Dino means that is di means 2 and a flagellate means that is the flagella. These organism having the 2 flagella. These are for the locomotion. The organism having the flagella for the locomotion. These organisms will be found into the aquatic, that is marine water. These are the photosynthetic. They are having the flagella. Cell wall of this organism is made by the cellulose. That these cellulose is a cellulosic stiff plates. They possess a pair of flagella. Dinoflagellates have a wide range, that is the photosynthetic pigments, which are that is yellow, green, brown, blue and red. Dinoflagellate are the photosynthetic. They contain the photosynthetic pigment near about 4 or as a 5 type the chlorophyll pigments can be found in these organisms. Which are these chlorophyll pigments? That is the chlorophyll having the yellow chlorophyll, green chlorophyll, brown chlorophyll, blue chlorophyll and red chlorophylls. So guanylux, they have the red color pigments. So they will be come on the surface of sea. These are the Dinoflagellate. They will be found into the Red Sea. They contain the red pigment. They float on the surface of sea. The sea will looks like as a red color, so it is known as the Red Sea. जर डिनोफ्लॅजेलेट गॉन्युलेक्स हा जो ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे तो समुद्राच्या पृष्ठभागावर येतो, दॅट इज टायडल रिजन, आणि याचा रंग याच्यामध्ये क्लोरोफिल पिगमेंट हे लाल असल्यामुळे काय होतं, समुद्राच्या सरफेसवर आल्यानंतर संपूर्ण समुद्र जो आहे तो लाल दिसायला लागतो, म्हणून तांबडा समुद्र म्हणून भूगोलामध्ये ह्या समुद्राची नोंद आहे. म्हणून जो तांबडा रंग जो आला आहे समुद्राला, दिस कलर विल बी इंडिकेट्स लाईक ऑफ दी डिनोफ्लॅजेलेट गोन्युलिक्स. Then these are the animal like fungi, because locomotory organs of this these are the animal like Protist. Locomotion is held by the Pseudopodia, then cilia, then flagella. 3 type of the locomotions of these organisms will be found, and these organisms are different locomotory organs. They may be autotrophic as well as heterotrophic. Probably that is diatoms are the autotrophics. They can synthesize their own food material. Then we see next point in it, that is the fungi like Protist. What is meant by fungi? Fungi, you always know about the fungi. Fungi, they will be grown on dead and decaying matter. याला आपण बुरशी म्हणतो. बऱ्याच वेळा आपल्या घरामध्ये पोळी भाजी भाकरी याच्यावर बऱ्याच वेळा बुरशी आलेली असते. याला बुरशीलाच आपण फंगाई लाईक प्रोटिस्ट. दीज आर द युनिसेलर ऑर्गॅनिझम. दे विल बी फाउंड वेअर, दॅट इज एनीवेअर, दॅट इज एनी टाईप ऑफ द प्लेसेस. दे विल बी फाउंड, दॅट इज ऑन द लँड्स, इनसाइड द वॉटर्स, अबव द लँड्स, each and every places, that is fungi will be found. If we see the some character of this fungi, that is the protist, is commonly from the group of myxomycetes. They are saprophytic organism. What is meant by saprophytic organism? That is it will be grown on dead and decaying matter. Probably they will be found on the cow dung or as the foods, leathers and so many things. It will be grown very easily because these are the saprophytic, grown on dead and decaying matters. These sporophytic organisms will be found on decaying matter, have ability to decay this material. So the Plasmodium from large mass of cells, that is spores are very tough and survive very harsh condition. In between, that is the in fungi, that is Plasmodium are the main fungi between it. They form the group of or as a mass of cell, group or as a mass of cell, and they will be live into the very harsh condition. Very harsh condition means that is त्याला प्रतिकूल कंडिशन किंवा परिस्थिती आपण म्हणतो. ह्या प्रतिकूल परिस्थितीमध्ये सुद्धा सर्वाईव्ह होण्याची कॅपॅसिटी ह्या प्लाझ्मोडियममध्ये असते, म्हणून दे विल बी लिव्ह और सर्वाईव्ह इन टू द व्हेरी हार्श कंडिशन. Then next we see, that is here are the one is the euglenoids. These are the other factor in it. What is the euglenoids? Euglenoids, see the structure of these euglenoids. These are the living organism. It looks like as a upon outline. We only see the outline of these euglenoids having the 2 type of the flagella. One is the long flagella, and second is the short flagella. These organisms, they contain the chlorophyll pigment again here. Mitochondria are in it. Ribosomes are also in it. See some important character of this organism, because this having the flagella. Here are the 2 type of the flagella of this organism can be seen. One is the long flagella, one is the short flagella. it is useful for the locomotion of these organisms. They contain the chlorophyll pigment, that is chlorophyll are present in the body of this organism. So both type of the habit, that is the plants as well as animal, both type of the habits can be seen by this organism. Locomotory organ, these are the flagella are present in this organism, they are helpful for the locomotion of this organism. But chlorophyll pigments are present in these organisms, so they have ability again to synthesize their own food material. So the Euglena, the best example, that is the Euglena, these are the unicellular organism, will be found into the fresh water as well as into the saline or salty waters. Probably these organisms behave as a heteromorphs, that is plants as well as animal like of the behave. Heteromorphs means that is the two type of the life of these organisms can be found. One life, because chlorophyll pigments are present in this organism, that is it indicates or it shows the symptoms like of the plants because they synthesize their own food material. Locomotory organ, these are the flagella, one is the short, one is the long. They are helpful for the locomotion of these organisms from one place to the another place. So these symptoms looks like of the that is the animals. So it is known as the heteromorphic organism or as a heteromorph. So in between these euglenoids, that is the euglena will be found. These are the unicellular organism will be found everywhere. Now here we complete. Thanks.